Welcome to the 2021 Student Success Virtual Awards celebration. I want to thank each and every one of you for making USF such a great place for faculty, staff, and students. I also want to thank you for your continued commitment and contributions to our student success movement at the University of South Florida. And while I had hoped that we would be able to gather in person to present these awards, we're hosting these award celebrations in a virtual format out of an abundance of caution. But we also learned last year that we could deliver these awards in an intimate ceremony that still honored the work of the award recipients. As the Vice President for Student Success, it's been my greatest professional honor to champion this student success movement for the last 11 years. We built this movement on the principle that every single student we admit to USF would succeed when given the opportunity to do so. And I'm proud to report that our students continue to exceed our expectations, even in the midst of a global pandemic. Since COVID compelled us to deliver instruction and services remotely, keep in mind that we have awarded over 22,000 degrees. We've also opened the doors of higher education and social mobility to nearly 23,000 undergraduate students. And given the students that we serve, 44% of them underrepresented minorities, 40% of them limited income students, I am very proud of the contributions we've made and are continuing to make to the lives of thousands and thousands of students and their families. Under the worst circumstances in the history of higher education, we've continued to serve our students well. Many of you might think these have been the worst professional experiences of your career, but I like to think that we've never performed better. Despite the pandemic, for example, our four-year graduation rate for the 2017 cohort currently stands at 65% for Tampa and 62.3% for one USF, both of them all-time highs. Our six-year graduation rate stands at 76.5% for Tampa and 74% for one USF, both of them all-time highs. Our students have made these gains with the support of caring faculty, staff, and students across all three campuses. We've learned that it isn't technology or big data that makes the difference in student success. We know that it's people. And so today I'd like to take a moment with you to honor some of the people who've contributed to this record-breaking year and thank the outstanding individuals and teams who have gone beyond the call of duty to achieve these outstanding results. But first, I want to ask the Student Success Council members to please wave your hands. The Council is instrumental in coordinating and championing the student success movement across all three campuses. And they have, of course, reviewed and voted for the Student Success Award recipients. Thank you all for serving on the Council and your commitment to student success at USF. In fact, it's the Council members who are presenting the awards today, this time for collaboration, which honors the work of a team that has demonstrated the value of reaching across campuses, colleges, and/or units to generate impactful programs and practices to advance student success. So at this time, I'd like to welcome Dr. James Cavendish, Associate Professor in the Department of Sociology, to begin the award presentations. Dr. Cavendish. He's on here somewhere. Jim, perhaps you're on mute? Let's see. Bear with us for a little bit. Let's see what's going on with Dr. Cavendish. Yeah, I see him on.
Paul, would you like to move forward with maybe the next one, and then we can come back to
Yeah,
Dr. Cavendish?
I just see a note from Jim that he's having some technical difficulties. Dr. Goldsmith, what do you want to do? You want to move on to the next one and hope that Jim can overcome those technical difficulties? Might take a
Yes,
little juggling.
we can. And if he's unable to access once he logs off, then we can proceed accordingly. But we can go ahead to the next presentation and then we can come back to Dr.
Okay.
Cavendish.
Okay, Jim, I hope you can work through it. So the next one, well, who is introducing that one? I think we go to...
That's me, Paul.
That's
Bill
you.
McCarthy.
Okay, Bill. Thanks. Let's go ahead and then we'll jump back to Jim. Thanks, Bill.
Okay, great. I'm glad to be able to be flexible here, certainly during these flexible times, since that's what we've all been doing for some time now. But I'm honored to be able to present the next collaboration award, and that would have been after Jim's, but we'll say this is the first one of the day. And it's presented to the Office of Orientation, Orientation and Campus Visitation, and Department of Student Support, representing all three campuses. Now, since the announcement of consolidation and way before Workable, the orientation teams across One USF pulled together to provide a seamless transition for new undergraduate students and their families. While not officially consolidated at that time, the work demonstrated by these teams were in lockstep since day one. Met early on with the challenges of the state-regulated orientation fees, these offices were able to identify and create opportunities for collaborative programming, use of technology, and communication and outreach. Pulling together to join forces on what was possible while not losing sight of what was most important, the team set forth to create orientation content, leadership and program curriculum, and onboarding assistance. Their goals were as follows: continue to build affinity to the university, provide opportunities for students to get connected with their peers, walk students and families through the onboarding process and business requirements for enrolling at the university, and support partners across One USF, including the academic colleges, admissions, university scholarships and financial aid services, student financial services, student health services, new student connection and parent and family engagement, university housing, residential education, USF dining, and the list goes on and on. When met with the challenges of COVID, these departments were then able to come together and devised a plan to switch orientation modality with only a few weeks' notice. Working together with their university stakeholders, innovative education, and IT to deliver a world-class orientation experience, the team met the enrollment goals and satisfied student and family needs for a successful start in their USF career. Without the team's hard work and countless hours of behind-the-scenes preparation and planning and unfaltering dedication to both student success and the commitment to the university, we would not have enrolled one of the largest USF cohorts of first-year students. So please help me to recognize some of the most dedicated bulls at the University of South Florida, the orientation teams from Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Sarasota Manatee campuses. At this time, I'd like to recognize the members of the team, and if you would please wave as I call your name. Led by Marnie Hauser from the Tampa campus, Summer Smith from St. Petersburg campus, and Bart Stucker from Sarasota Manatee campus. And the members of this great team are Shahad Aduri, Tampa, Sean Callanan, Tampa, Rachel Griffin from Tampa, Sarah Niles, Sarasota Manatee, Danielle Shiflett, St. Petersburg, Rachel Umstead, Tampa, and Savannah Weaver, St. Petersburg. Again, congratulations to all of you. At this point, Laura Zuppo, the Regional Assistant Vice Chancellor of Student Success, Enrollment and Transitions, St. Petersburg campus, will provide some remarks. Laura?
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. I am honored to have this opportunity to present and to share some of my thoughts and observations about this team. I've been at USF a little over a year and a half now, and I've only recently been supervisor for orientation and campus visitation at the St. Petersburg campus. And I've had the opportunity to work with this group, and it's been great. I have to just share, I'm going to share a few of my thoughts specifically about their work ethic. They put in more hours than we could possibly realize. When you start to add up the long days, the evening hours, all the preparation, they have a sense of urgency that I don't quite know that until you've walked in their shoes, you understand that that sense of urgency is what gets the job done at the end of the day and meets the needs of the students. They're very organized, and they also have passion for student success. And that is probably the biggest key right there. They really truly believe that their job is to help the students navigate what I think are extremely complex onboarding processes. And this group not only works with the students, but they work with their families, and they address the families' concerns, and they help to navigate across all the different offices. And that takes a lot of patience, it takes a lot of kindness, and it takes excellent customer service skills. So one thing I will say is that during the peak season, something we probably all don't realize is they field dozens of calls and emails and chat messages every single day, and they help fix problems, whether it's a net ID issue or a challenge with MyBill's Path, or maybe it's a stressed out mom who's trying to figure out what the heck she should be doing to help her son enter USF. But they do it with the support of all of the campus partners that Bill mentioned a moment ago, and they couldn't do it without everyone. I think that they could also win an award for flexibility and the ability to pivot on a dime. And we know that they had to reimagine orientation a couple of different ways last year, with, of course, consolidation and, of course, COVID throwing a bit of a, what do we call it, a monkey wrench in there. But they did an outstanding job providing comprehensive, engaging orientation programming, and they did it with grace and professionalism. And I loved watching them work together. This team shares best practices. They brainstorm ideas. They work together to think through how to make systems work for them. And they put together an orientation programming that serves all students across USF, but they still highlight the unique strengths of all of our campuses. I've been a fly on the wall at a couple of their workable meetings, and they are intentional. They are intentional about being collaborative. This is not happenstance. Okay, this team strives for consistent and open communication, and they listen to each other's thoughts and concerns, and they ask one another for opinions, and I've been very impressed by that. So collaboration of this nature only happens when teams actively work together to build trust. And this team has certainly shown a great spirit of collaboration, and they work together toward one common goal, and that is onboarding our next generation of bulls. Bill listed all of the staff's names, and I wasn't sure who was going to be doing that, and I had them in alphabetical order. And I was intentionally going to read them that way only because I kept thinking to myself that while they're not consolidated under one supervisor like some other areas, they are one USF and they work that way. So congratulations, orientation team. You are all most deserving of this award.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you for those wonderful comments, and certainly a great way to summarize the awesome job that our orientation and teams do to get our students indoctrinated into USF, and even before, as they are looking to come to USF. At this time, Marnie Hauser, would you like to say a few words? One of the key members of the team. There we are. Thank you, Marnie.
Hi. Good morning. I just want to say thank you so much, and Laura, thank you for those very kind and gracious words. We truly appreciate your support in all we do on all three campuses, and the support you give our students and families. And Bill, to you as well. I know we've worked in several different spaces together.
Yes.
So I just want to say thank you so much across the board and to the Student Success Council for this recognition. To be successful, you must surround yourself with the right people, the people who make you better, who make you smarter, who hold you up, who build you up, and who are really in the trenches with you day in and day out when things are going really well and we are celebrating, and when things are not so great and we need that additional support. And that's truly what being collaborative means in this space. In orientation, transition, and retention initiatives, it's the true essence of being collaborative. There is no one single decision any of us in our work will make in a vacuum, because every decision we make impacts someone or something else at the university. Our students feel it, our families and guests feel it, and our colleagues feel it. And so we need to be supportive in those spaces and for one another, regardless of what the situation might be. We've truly been blessed with great partners and colleagues who provide valuable insight and perspective, who've stuck with us through the thick and thin. And again, our work impacts theirs. And so, you know, we celebrate our differences. We ask them for their opinions. We want to hear their voices and what they have to say, because that's the only way we can do better and be better. And time and time again, we ask them, how can we help? Because that's really what we're all about, right? We don't just facilitate programs. And as Laura mentioned, the countless hours and times and things that we do, we don't just facilitate programs. It's about doing good work. It's about being supportive, and it's about representing what being a USF student and team member really means. And just real quick, want to say to the team within orientation campus visits and really across the board in our group, because we wear so many different hats. These are some of the most dedicated professionals I've ever worked with and you will ever meet. We have gone through a lot of transition and challenges in the last few years, as were mentioned, and never once have we not built each other up, have we never not supported each other. And it's just no matter what the situation has been, we've been there for each other. And there's something really meaningful behind that. They are resourceful, they are driven, they're always thinking about what's next, and they're really just tremendous humans. And we should really all just be mindful of that and can kind of take a page out of each other's books. So I just want to say thank you. I want to celebrate the team for all we have done and accomplished over the last 2 years. We're never finished, right? We onboard the group and we're thinking about the next one at the same time and the one that came behind them. So the work is still there. The work is the work. And I hope the team takes a few minutes to congratulate themselves and each other for all that we have accomplished before we start thinking about what comes next. So thank you so much for your time today and for the recognition. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Marnie. And please join me in one more round of applause for the orientation teams from the Sarasota Manatee, St. Petersburg, and Tampa campuses. At this time, we're going to move on with our second collaboration award. And I'm going to welcome assuming that technology is on our side, I'm going to welcome Dr. James Cavendish, the Associate Professor and Chair, Department of Sociology, to provide our next collaboration award. Dr. Cavendish?
Okay. Can you hear me?
I think so. Try again.
Great. So the second collaboration award is presented to USF Libraries Research and Instruction Team. With the dual challenges of consolidation and COVID-19, USF faculty needed access to high-quality online resources that help teach students about critical searching, evaluation, and research skills. Recognizing this need, research and innovation librarians from all 3 USF campuses came together to build an online information and data literacy program. The new USF Libraries Information and Data Literacy workshops are short, Canvas-based workshops with embedded text, videos, and interactive quizzes. Through these, USF Libraries Research and Instruction librarians were able to support and enable USF student success. Collaboration, assessment, and meeting cross-disciplinary instructional needs were at the core of this program. Program principles are the following. 1, Workshop topics and content must align with the USF Enhanced General Education Learning Objectives and incorporate faculty feedback through usable testing and focus group assessments. 2, all workshops were Canvas-based, and the librarians used a shared template to ensure consistency in terms of structure, accessibility, and interactive activities. 3, all workshops went through a peer review process using a rubric based on Quality Matters standards for online instruction. At least 2 librarians from different campuses reviewed each workshop and provided constructive suggestions for improvement. Subsequently, 2 USF graduate students conducted a second peer review from a student's perspective. 4th, students earned a digital badge as proof of their workshop completion. Faculty could integrate the workshops as a course assignment or as extra credit. Students integrated their badges with LinkedIn or Handshake to receive informal credit for their research skills. 5th, a shared USF Libraries webpage provided a centralized access point. Curated playlists aligned the workshops to the general education learning objectives, while an A to Z list detailed individual workshop learning objectives and a Canvas enrollment link. 21 workshops were made available, guiding students from an introduction to USF library resources and services, to teaching fundamental searching and evaluation skills, to supporting disciplinary research expertise and high impact practices. Over 2,500 USF students from all 3 USF campuses completed at least one info and data literacy Canvas workshop. Students came from a wide range of USF departments, the top 10 of which are chemistry, environmental science and policy, psychology, marketing, finance, computer science and engineering, integrative biology, public health, criminology, and management. Students reported that the workshops helped them learn how to read scientific papers, to understand the difference between primary and secondary sources, and learned how to search an online database. Other students said the workshops motivated them to create a poster for the undergraduate research symposium or publish in an undergraduate research journal. In sum, the new online workshops, a cross-campus collaboration, will continue to support faculty instruction and student success across a one USF. This was such amazing work, so please join me in congratulating the USF Libraries Research and Instruction team as a recipient of the Collaboration Award, a well-deserved honor. I would like to recognize each of the members who contributed to this most impactful work. Please wave as I call your name. The team was led by Teresa Burris, Assistant Director, Research and Instruction at the Nelson Pointer Memorial Library, St. Petersburg campus, and Mary Ellen Nash, Director of Research and Instruction, USF Libraries, Tampa campus. Team members are Susan Ariu, Tampa, Gary Austin, St. Petersburg, Kimiel Crampsey, St. Petersburg, Stephanie Jacobs, Tampa, Matt Knight, Tampa, Barbara Lewis, Tampa, Emily Mann, Tampa, Emily Norton, St. Petersburg, Drew Smith, Tampa, Allison Shemelovic, St. Petersburg, Jessica Semperk, Sarasota Manatee, and Matt Torrance, Tampa. At this time, Todd Chavez, Dean of USF Libraries, will provide remarks.
Yeah, thank you very much to the research and instruction team across all 3 campuses for their amazing work last year, which was the longest decade of all of our lives, I believe. But it's interesting that this program is the one that we focused on, but these guys did so much more. They also manned the phones to help faculty transition from their in-person classes to online classes, and so supported the faculty. They developed the program that they're being awarded for today. And they developed it, deployed it, analyzed it as well. And they've been doing, in addition to that, all of their other work. So this has just been an amazing year for them. We're very pleased that with our 3-campus partnership, which we never let it drop completely. During our time of divorce, we weren't really divorced. We still stayed in touch with one another, but now that we're back together again, it's just become such a rich program. So thank you very much to the research and instruction team. They do work so hard, and they produce so much good, high quality material for faculty and students to work with. They're just an amazing group of people. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dean Chavez. At this time, one of the amazing leaders who led this team will provide remarks. Either Teresa Burris, Assistant Director, or Mary Ellen Nash, Director, both with USF Libraries. Either or both of you are welcome to share at this time.
Thank you. You're going to get both of us. So I just wanted to say on behalf of the reference and instruction librarians on the Tampa, Sarasota, Manatee, and St. Petersburg campuses, we are honored to be recognized by USF leadership for this collaborative initiative. As in many collaborative initiatives, one of our primary goals for this project was to establish sustainable structures to foster ongoing collegial relationships. And I would like to recognize our Associate Dean, Kaya Van Benen, for supporting and putting forth her vision that allowed us to accomplish this successful first step. I would like to turn it over to Teresa, who also has a couple of remarks she would like to make.
Thanks, Mary Ellen. So I'll just add that as librarians, our research is very integrated closely with our teaching and librarianship practices. And so we have submitted one manuscript documenting this project, the initial stages and preliminary results, to a highly regarded journal in our field. So a shout out to the first author on that manuscript is Stephanie Jacobs. And then also and we have a second manuscript underway, so progress is being made there. This initiative has also sparked plans for some new collaborative assessments and projects that involve librarians at multiple campuses. One in which I'm working with Jessica on the Sarasota Manatee campus, which is great. So it's been a really nice opportunity to get to know our colleagues better, not just on a superficial level, but on a deeper collaborative working relationships. So, and in service of the common goal of our students, which is wonderful in a time period when we have had less interaction with them than normal. But we're so pleased to have students back on campus, and we truly appreciate all of the ongoing efforts of all of the research and instructional librarians who are continuing to build on this work. So a successful venture. Thank you.
Thank you, and again, congratulations. At this time, I'll turn the floor back over to Paul Dosal.
Thanks, Jim. And I was happy to hear from Teresa and Mary Ellen on behalf of their teams. And since we have some time, I was hoping we could go back and give an opportunity to representatives from the orientation teams at St. Petersburg and Sarasota to say a few words. Summer, I see you on. I don't want to surprise you by anything, but I'd love to hear your remarks. Congratulations, Summer.
Putting me on the spot. All right.
Sorry.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much. It's so nice to be acknowledged for this. And I do feel really, truly grateful to work with the teams in Tampa and in Sarasota Manatee. We are very open and transparent with each other. And, you know, as one of the smaller campuses, I always feel like our interests and our student body and what makes us unique is always considered and really taken into consideration when we make decisions as a team. So really thankful for Barney and for Bart and everyone on the respective campuses, as well as our upper leadership for their support. And thank you again for this award.
Thank you, Summer, and congratulations. I suspect Bart is hiding out. I don't see him on screen, but I wanted to give him a chance to say a few words too. There you are, Bart. Go ahead.
Awesome. Thank you all very much. And I want to just repeat what everyone else has said and say thank you. And what I think is really great about One USF as a whole is we can really rely on the expertise that we have in the room and across our campuses, and having the opportunity to work with folks like Marnie and Rachel Griffin and Sean and Rachel Umstead and Shahed and Summer and Danielle and Laura, you know, everyone, Savannah, you know, it's just really amazing to see what we can really all accomplish when we can come together, set egos aside, and recognize that a lot of times we aren't the smartest people in the room, and just rely on one another. So thank you all again for this opportunity, and it's so very cool that we can recognize all of our team members. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Bart, and congratulations to you and your team as well. In both cases today, these collaboration awards show us the way to consolidate more effectively. It's this spirit of collaboration that eases the path toward effective consolidation across all three campuses. And I think if we continue to think that, look, we're serving the same students, there are students, right? It doesn't matter to me where they're enrolled, where they call a home campus, they're our students. And I want to work with all of you and others to serve them the best that we can. And I thank these teams for showing us and modeling that kind of behavior to others, because while I think we've made tremendous progress with consolidation, we know we can still do a better job in terms of serving our students. And I also want to say to the team in the library, I don't see Dean Chavez on anymore, but I do see Drew. That library team has been our great friend and ally in the student success movement from the start. Todd, I want to thank you and your team on everything, in every project and initiative. The library has been a key partner, and I want to thank you all. I'm not at all surprised by the team winning this one. You know, I know they could have won other ones, right? So we'll get there eventually, Todd.
Yeah.
We just don't have it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You've been great allies to us for the entire time. So I want to thank you all. Anyway, as usual, these award presentations are uplifting. It makes me hopeful about our future. Despite this decade that Todd referred to, I think it's coming to an end. I hope it's coming to an end. These are great ceremonies. I hope one day we can do this in person soon so that we can exchange hugs and high fives as well, because so many of you deserve that. So with that, I want to say have a happy Friday and a long and restful, relaxing weekend, because you all deserve it. Thank you all. Go Bulls.
Thank you.